Welcome in, Fantasizers, to episode 5 of your Big Fat Fantasy, or for short, your BFF. I am Nicholas Logan.
And I'm Anthony Bravo, coming to you live once again from my beautiful room.
Yeah, and today we are going to start off the show finishing off our last week of preseason stars for week 3. And after that, we're going to get into a little mock draft that we're going to do on ESPN. We do have our draft later on tonight, and so we're just going to do a little mock draft, 12-team PPR league is what we're in on ESPN. We do an in-person draft with the draft board. So yeah, looking forward to that. Looking forward to the season and get you guys ready with a little mock draft. While we go through the mock, we'll also share you guys some guys we're not drafting, do not draft.
Some myths.
Yeah, some fantasy myths. Draft strategies and all that stuff as we go through the draft. So let me start it off with week 3 preseason star. My first up is going to be Tyler Algier. We finished our last episode talking about Tyler Algier, so we're going to start him off talking about him in this one. Tyler Algier in week 3 had 8 carries for 26 yards and a touchdown. That was good for 3.25 yards per carry. Also caught his only reception for a touchdown, a little 2-yard grab. So he finished the night with 2 touchdowns, 28 total yards of offense. He finished the preseason now with 68 yards off 17 carries. That was good for 4 yards per carry and 2 touchdowns, which he got both of those in that week 3 finale. Tyler Algier, we've been talking about him a lot on the show. Look for him late in drafts as your 3rd, 4th, 5th best running back on your fantasy teams.
You can snag him in about the 13th or the 14th round. Another guy you can snag late, Zamir White. Had 5 carries, 17 yards, 1 touchdown for 3.4 yards per carry. Led all the Raider backs in week 3 preseason. Could be a nice, good third down complimentary piece behind Josh Jacobs. He finished his 2021 Georgia college season with 11 rushing touchdowns. He had more rushing touchdowns than teammate James Cook, who had 7 rushing, but he also had 4 receiving touchdowns. And, Josh Jacobs, he's been on the downgrade. He was running back 11. In 2020, he was running back 8. So they could be looking to, split their touches for sure.
Yeah. And also Kenyon Drake's now out of the picture in Oakland or Las Vegas. So, yeah, I like Zamir White a lot. Another guy I like a guy that's got a lot of criticism this preseason and training camp. Treylon Burks had a pretty good week 3. He caught all 3 of his targets for 33 yards. And a touchdown. That was good for 11 yards per reception. A lot of questions were there. I know he had asthma issues. They were saying he was injured. He even left the preseason game, his last preseason game, with the wrist injury, but he was able to come back in and get that stat line that I provided for you guys. He finishes his preseason with 4 total catches and 37 yards. And that 1 touchdown that he scored in week 3. And also had a 1 carry for 4 yards. So not a lot of production there, but his week 3 game where he was actually healthy and played, you can see the speed and the quickness that he has over there. A young guy that they pretty much traded their franchise wide receiver AJ Brown for. So look for Treylon Burks, young guy from Arkansas.
Yeah, him and Malik Willis could be a future stack. You never know.
Yeah.
And speaking of quarterbacks, Tua Tagovailoa went 6 for 7, 121 yards, and a touchdown in just 1 quarter of preseason play. Hit Tyreek Hill for a 51-yard reception for the first play of the game, capping off the game's first drive with a passing touchdown to River Cockraft. Had deep passes of 15-plus to Tyreek, Cedric Wilson, Mike Gesicki, and Trent Sherfield. So definitely a quarter 1 candidate in my eyes.
Yeah, and we talked about Tua as well on our last show, and we saw the flash of what he can do. Now, hopefully, he can mimic what he did in that preseason into the regular season and get it going. Pulling for Tua over there in Miami.
Me too.
That leads me into my last week 3 star for preseason. Last preseason star that we're going to be talking about for the 2022-2023 season. It's going to be Demarcus Robinson, the guy who was in Kansas City his whole career, now entering his 7th year in the league for the Baltimore Ravens. He had 4 catches for 135 yards and a touchdown. That was good for 33.8 yards per catch. Just an outstanding stat line from Demarcus Robinson.
I feel like he was a good hit or miss player a couple years ago in KC too.
Yeah, he's one of those boomer bust type guys. But if he can find a role in Baltimore where the wide receiver room's wide open, it's going to be Rashad Bateman, and there's no other wide receiver. We haven't even talked about
Yeah.
Demarcus Robinson. We talked about Devin Duvernay. We talked about James Prouch when we did the tier list. They both didn't play a single preseason game. They barely just made it back to practice this week. So they have a lot of catching up to do. If Demarcus Robinson can fill in a role, and he's the veteran of those three guys, Devin Duvernay, believe it's his second year in the league. James Prouch is third. So Demarcus Robinson, he has the veteran status over them. He now has the stat line over them. Look for Demarcus Robinson late in drafts or a waiver claim early on in the year if he can get a starting role and get a good connection there with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, that wide receiver too in Baltimore is definitely wide open. So definitely keep your eye out on that. I try to bring you fantasy relevant players. So I'm not just gonna bring you just a fantasy player a random preseason player that just goes off randomly. So I'm going with Baker Mayfield as my third player. He went 9 for 15, 89 yards, and 2 touchdowns in just a little over a quarter of preseason play. He had a nice 21-yard pass to Steven Sullivan, a nice 15-yard pass to Shi Smith. He just looked very comfortable. He could be a nice quarterback too, or even your third best quarterback to have. Before this preseason, I actually thought Sam Darnold would beat him out, but after watching Baker, I just feel like now he makes better reads. He's not seeing ghosts like Sam Darnold does. So, yeah, man, keep your eye on Baker Mayfield really, really late, maybe like your backup quarterback.
Yeah, and I've never been a big Baker fan. In college I was, but in the NFL really hasn't. I don't think he's ever finished as a QB1 in fantasy, but that starting job's his. I mean, Sam Darnold's not gonna be ready for week 1. Matt Corral, their rookie that they drafted, he's out for the year. So it's all Baker Mayfield right now. So, and they just brought in a nice little weapon, Laviska Shenault, for him. So, hey, anything's possible when you have CMC running the ball too. So, yeah, that's we'll conclude our preseason
picks.
Yeah. So of the year, look for these guys. These guys are all gonna go later in drafts. We obviously didn't bring you guys that are going in the first 5-6 rounds. Guys in the mid to late rounds, or even
all these guys could have a big potential fantasy value.
Yeah, exactly. So I just want to give that to you guys. Keep up with that. I know a lot of drafts are coming up, so just get ready. We're actually going to jump into our mock draft now on ESPN.
Expert mock.
An expert mock draft. It took us forever to find one together, but we were able to get into one 12-team PPR league. So
we actually had some technical difficulties. This is actually our second video, but we're actually bringing you even better content in our second video.
So we'll show you the draft. We'll give you some strategies, some tips, some myths, we're just gonna be going live with you guys in this mock, so let's get right into it.
Let's do it. Expert 12-team head-to-head points PPR mock draft on ESPN Fantasy Football. And I got the number 1 pick because I'm feeling like I'm number 1.
And I picked lucky number 7. So that mid-round. Last 2 years I've been redrafts. I was the number 12th pick in back-to-back years, so not bad, but hopefully I could get a little something sooner, It's boring when you're the same pick. Actually, I don't know why I picked 7 again. In every underdog league I do, they always give me 7.
Really?
And I did it again. I don't know.
And you'd be drafting the same players?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm going no brainer, JT. No injuries. His health is looking nice.
Yeah.
Trust him more than CMC, the health-wise, but
you can't go wrong either way.
If
you're in a multiple, like this guy went Najee number 2. If you're in multiple redraft leagues, I guess in your first pick in both of them, I guess it just depends if you get if you want Jonathan Taylor or CMC.
Yeah. Let's see what this guy's week does.
I know. Let's see. So Najee at number 2. I mean, that's not bad. If you like Najee, then
I don't like that. I don't.
Eckler at 3. I mean, CMC is gonna slip to 4 right here.
I don't even know if I would do that.
But now I can get a top receiver to go right now.
Oh my gosh, look at how far CMC's slipping.
And we did a beginner draft, and so far they were doing better than these expert drafts. So I don't know, but hey, everyone, honestly, but this is how drafts go. And I'm up on the clock. I'm just gonna. I actually got Jamar last time. I get him again. Just get Jamar Chase out the way. But that's how drafts go. That's exactly how drafts go. People don't really follow the ADP. Everyone uses a different ADP, whether they use ESPN or they use NFL, or they use Yahoo, or they use Underdog or Sleeper or Fantasy Pros or some other fantasy website. Everyone's using a different ADP going into the draft. That's why, like way we do, I like doing it on a draft board, so we're not all looking at that same screen and we know who's available. Someone's gonna have to go up. Hey, you gotta put your pick in. Like
we all have our own rankings. Yeah, we all have our sheets. Some of us are on our computer. Some of us have our draft sheets.
Yeah, like the way I draft right here. If it was this guy went CeeDee Lamb, I was gonna try to grab him. So. That's unfortunate, but I am going to get... Last year, I got this guy in the second round, so I guess I'll do it again. I'll just get Travis Kelce right now. I got him in the second round last year. I'll get him again in the second round for this year, too. Going to be the main guy, get my tight end out the way, and I don't have to worry about that. Last year was the first time I ever drafted a tight end. Actually, I did it like 6 years ago. I got Rob Gronkowski in the second round. I got AB, then Gronks, but... After that, I never grabbed a tight end that early, like, ever. I always got them, like, late in the 10th, 11th round, just, like, with stream tight ends. But one of my friends told me, like, why do you do that? Like, just get a good tight end early, and then you don't have to worry about him for the rest of the draft. There's going to be better receivers that you can stream, running backs later. Like, I was like, you're right. So I kind of done that strategy. I got Kyle Pitts in the 4th round last year, Travis Kelce in the 2nd round last year.
I'm going my boy Keenan with my first pick. And I got a double pick after that.
Your second pick.
My second pick. Oh, yeah, my second pick and my third
JT
pick.
JT and Keenan.
Who do I want?
Dean, there's some good receivers there.
I'm going my boy Mike Evans,
I was going to get Michael Pittman right there.
1,000-yard receiver for 7 years. So, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Consistency at its finest.
A great redraft receiver, and a lot of injury-prone receivers over there with Chris Godwin coming off his ACL tear, Russell Gage still injured, and Julio Jones hasn't been healthy in a few seasons. A little bit on the older side, too. So
Tom Brady's favorite target.
Yeah, he loves Mike Evans.
Now that Gronk's gone.
Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, it's just redraft is just a whole different thing. That's why we wanted to give you guys this little mock. We know some guys are on auto here, but...
Let me show you Nick's team.
Yeah, let's see my team. I got Chase and Kelce, and right now, well, there goes Pittman. I can't get him no more. And then there goes Cam Akers.
Maybe these are experts, huh?
Yeah, no, they're doing good. I'm going to grab A.J. Brown right here with this pick.
Okay.
I like A.J. Brown. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Usually I like to go like running backs early, but this year, I don't know. I feel like there's some good running backs that can slip into the 4th, 5th, 6th round that I can get. Now I already got my 2 wide receivers. I got a tight end now. Going to be the main targets on all their teams, but I used to go running back heavy. That's what I used to do.
Yeah.
Just 3 running backs off the rip. I don't know. I don't know. That's a good strategy this year, unless you can really get a running back. You can kind of like Saquon went in the 3rd round right here. Like that's a great 3rd round pick right there. Like
nuts.
Yeah, very high risk and very high reward player. But the thing was, like, your first pick, it's obviously everyone wants that first pick, but you have to draft different than if you're like a 7th pick, like in the middle of the draft. Because you can be like, okay, you can look within this window. If you're first pick, now you're getting back to back. You're looking at this window of players. Like, okay, these guys aren't going to be here 24, 25 picks later. Like, I need to make sure I hit on these 2 back-to-back picks. So, but if you're in the middle, like, okay, well, maybe this guy will slip to maybe this guy. But it's just a different strategy. Everyone has their own little strategy. People always might just get the best person available. They don't even like the player. Oh, he's the best guy available. ESPN's telling, like, for me, I have guys that I do not touch. Like, right now, I haven't touched Mike Williams at all in any draft I've done. And if he breaks out, like, he breaks out. But I'd rather go, like, Brandon Cooks right here. And, like, he's still there. I do need a running back. Breece Hall's there. J.K. Dobbins, 2 guys that I really do like. Brandon Cooks right there. I wish I didn't get a receiver, but I'm just gonna get the running back drop off's kind of big. I'm just gonna get Breece Hall right here.
I feel like one of the strategies I find myself using is, like, if I'm not drafting Kelce or Andrews, like, I'm not touching a tight end for a lot of rounds.
Yeah, like sometimes you can get like a Kittle or like a Dalton Schultz late or like something like that, but for the most part, I'm comfortable with Kelce. Like, he's gonna put up wide receiver numbers. He have 1,000 yards.
But I'm saying if I'm not drafting like the top 2, then I'm probably not gonna draft like a tight end until like probably the 6th or the 7th or the 8th.
Yeah, like right now, like I got Breece Hall as my best back. Like, it's even gonna be the starter come week 1. Like, that's gonna be tough.
Probably not week 1.
Sometimes you wanna, like, you're playing for the whole season for the most part. You know, like sometimes people draft like that's why they draft the best player available. But like right now, like Marquise Brown, he'll be the main receiver in Arizona. But for how long? What happens when D Hop comes back?
Yeah,
They're talking about how much they
exactly.
love Rondell Moore over there. Like they still have AJ Green over there. They still have Zach Ertz over there. Like there's just so many like target shares. Like for me, I'd rather go like Jerry Jeudy right here, like Darnell Mooney. Like Marquise Brown could be the wide receiver 2 or 3 on his team. Darnell Mooney's for sure the wide receiver 1 in Chicago. So it's just I don't know. Like that's like sometimes there's just guys I don't touch and guys I look at like where I'm like I don't know. Now we're getting to that quarterback range, and I have the same strategy in quarterbacks. Like I never get quarterbacks high. Like even in the super flex leagues that I've done, like in our dynasty ones, I don't get quarterbacks high. And Bravo has to right here because
that's my boy right there.
Yeah, that's his boy, and he like I said, he's not gonna be drafting for another like 24 plus picks later. Honestly. So you have to get that quarterback like.
And I just feel like I got Dobbins right before Herbert because like the tier drop after Dobbins is just so like, oof.
Yeah, I know it's bad.
It's bad.
I don't even know who I'm gonna get at running back right now. Honestly, I might just get Darnell Mooney and just wait on someone later. Like, I don't know. We'll see. Like that's why I'm looking ahead. Like
yeah.
Right now I have Damian Pierce circled as my next pick, but do I get him now or wait for another receiver? Like I see Bateman's there, Elijah Moore. I mean, I think someone's gonna. I'm just gonna get her.
I would go Judy if I were you, but that's just me, man.
So, nah.
Or Mooney, or Mitchell.
Like, see, like George Kittle's here now. I'm like, damn, I kind of regret getting Kelsey too, because I'd rather get Kittle than someone else that went earlier. But you know what? I am just gonna go ahead and. I feel like this guy's gonna someone's gonna like if this was a real draft, I would have honestly gone Pierce here. Like I know someone's gonna try to steal him right now. Elijah Moore's ahead of him, Clyde Edwards ahead of him, Devin Singletary. Miles Sanders. I just went and said, I'm going to get Pierce. I don't like any of these backs right here in this window. I'd rather, I don't know.
You didn't think you could have got him at 66 right here?
I probably could have, but the thing is I really need a running back.
And this is an expert draft.
Yeah, and that, exactly. Like I said, I'm doing this draft like if I was playing for real money. Like I'm not going to be like, oh, I'll get like Darnell Mooney's the best available wide receiver. Like my receiver, he's going to be my flex wide receiver. But when I look like, around that Damian Pierce range where he's going, there's still Rashad Bateman there. There's still Elijah Moore. There's still Drake London. You're talking about wide receiver 1s on their team right there. That's 3 of them. Like that's what I'm saying. Like Christian Kirk's a guy that I didn't really look at a lot this year, but I think he could have a big breakout year. But
yeah, he could.
But and like another thing is like Clyde Edwards. I know he's the running back. I think like 26 or something, 28. But the thing is like a lot of people think he's injury prone. And look, see, Darnell Mooney still felt to me either way. So.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. So we'll just grab Darnell Mooney there, and I got Pierce. And look at, tell me running backs went out. So I feel like someone would have got Pierce right there. Because look at, right after I got Pierce, Elijah Mitchell went, Clyde Edwards went, and Devin Singletary and Kareem Hunt no, they went right after Darnell Mooney. But yeah, it's just a different strategy. But I know a lot of people don't like Clyde Edwards. He's had the injury concerns, and a lot of people might pass on CMC. That's why he fell to 6th in this draft because of the injury concerns. But for me, I've always been that kind of guy where like I don't draft guys that were injured last year or something. I'm not drafting this guy. Oh, he had an ACL tear last year. Then you end up regretting it. Like it's fantasy football. Like I was telling you, risks, like I was telling you earlier, I got Robert Woods over Cooper Kupp last year because Cooper Kupp had torn his ACL a couple years before.
Yeah.
But who tore their ACL last year? It was Robert Woods, not Cooper Kupp. So
Adam Thielen just went off the board.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And that's a guy I would not draft as Juju Smith this year. Like I'm getting Sky Moore way later than I'm getting Juju this early. Like 6th round Juju. Hey, he's the wide receiver 1 in Kansas City, then good for them. But
I think I'm going Bateman with this pick.
Yeah, see, I'd rather get someone that I'm more comfortable with, like Bateman. His ceiling's way higher than Juju.
Yeah, for sure.
Juju can have a way better season than Bateman, but I mean, he just has a lot of targets to go around there. It's just, I like Thielen too.
Honestly, what round? We're in the 7th. I'm gonna go T.J. Hawkinson. I feel like that dude is gonna get a lot of targets.
Yeah, I hope so.
He got a lot of targets last year when he was healthy, for sure.
Yeah.
But just hope he could stay healthy for me, man.
Yeah, exactly. But I know a lot of QBs kind of flew off the board. A lot are going to probably go in these next 2 rounds. But as I was trying to say earlier, is I'd never really get QBs early. Like 2 years ago, I got Josh Allen like in the 11th or 12th round, and he was top he was a number 1 QB a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Last year I got Matthew Stafford and Joe Burrow like in the 11th, 12th round, and they were both top 10 in fantasy points in the QB position. So I've always kind of had that strategy where like I can get QBs late. Like if I'm getting Josh Allen early, like I'm not getting a backup QB unless it's Josh Allen's bye week. Like I'd rather get like a Stafford and Joe Burrow. Like that year, I think when I got Josh Allen like in that 11th round, I think I ended up getting like Kirk Cousins, who's always kind of been like a QB1 type guy. So just in case it doesn't work out, but like.
Yeah, like me, I'm probably going to implement your strategy. Like, I got Herbert pretty early, so I'm probably not going to need a quarterback till, like, week 8 till his bye.
Exactly. So, yeah, so you can either pick up a backup now or pick one up later. Especially in, like, a 12-team non-super flex league, like, there's going to be QBs available. Like, I know Ryan Tannehill's always available on waivers every year. He's been at, top quarterback 1 since he's been in Tennessee, so... Then there goes, see, all the quarterbacks are starting to go. Like, I was able to get Ramondre now as my backup running back. So if Breece Hall's not the starter week 1, I could feel confident with Ramondre. So
yeah, this 103 to 111, or they just picked Tom Brady, but now this 105 to 111 is like pretty like much the elite quarterback window. And then you just get to, like, Trey Lance.
Those are all the projected QB ones right there.
Yeah, but you just get to, like, Trey Lance. I like Derek Carr. Derek Carr is due for a nice season.
I like Trey Lance.
I like Trey Lance, too.
I know the Niners don't.
Good for
they
fantasy.
Just brought back Jimmy G, so they probably don't see something in Lance where that guy, we're going to just bring Jimmy G back. I wonder what the over...
Or if all goes wrong, they could just put Jimmy G in there.
He knows the offense.
You know the offense.
Yeah, exactly. They led him to they won a playoff game last year with him, so...
Adam Schefter was saying too, like they need each other, like San Francisco and Jimmy G.
I'm gonna get Chase Edmonds here. I like Chase Edmonds there.
Yeah,
they just got rid of Sonny Michel. Raheem Mostert's actually one guy I would never draft unless it's super late because he's always injured. That's what I mean. There's some like a Michael Thomas. I'm not drafting Michael Thomas. Yeah. He's always injured, but. Hey, like this is CMC's last year to be healthy. If he's injured, I'm not touching CMC next year. I'll let someone else touch these guys, but I mean,
there's like certain points in a player's career where if they just get injured too many times, you have to just be out on them.
Yeah, but I used to be like, this guy get injured last year, I'm not getting him this year. This guy has been healthy his whole career.
Not exactly.
Like,
not just
I used to do
year.
that, but like that's just a myth. Like I said, it's football. People are gonna.
But like
injured.
you're saying, Michael Thomas, he's already been out 2 years. They're already saying he's injured again.
Yeah,
he's struggling. Like that's one dude I wouldn't count on.
Yeah, so it's just someone else can take that risk, and if he becomes a wide receiver 1 like he was when he was healthy with Drew Brees as the quarterback, then good for him. But they did bring in Olave, they did bring Jarvis Landry. I don't even know who the other receiver was back then on the Saints when he was there. So
speaking of Olave, I'm drafting him. I'm going Olave and Ayuk. Right now, see, like I have all my positions filled, so I'm just gonna like try to stack up on as many good bench players I think I could get. And Olave is the one that's sticking out to me out of all these people.
Yeah.
So
one thing I advise people to, well, we did last year the first time we did a double flex league. I think I advise people to do like a double flex league or a double, triple receiver league, because just to because you have all these guys on your bench just so you can start more people, more points. It makes it a little more fun.
A little more competitive.
You're more competitive. Where people now you have to get depth and good players. Where you're not like people aren't just filling up their whole starting lineup and getting a defense right now. Like someone gets a defense, you trolled now. Who's gonna be like right now? They don't really. People sometimes don't even care about their bench in fantasy. Like it's crazy to think. Like every draft's different. It obviously does not go as the mock drafts go. People reach on people. People don't pick a Chase Claypool right now over George Pickens 5 rounds later. Like, I'm not doing that. Chase Claypool on my do not draft list. Like, Dave Montgomery, I'm not drafting him. I'm not drafting, like, James Conner.
Like, you see all these guys on auto, too. Like, they're already on auto.
Yeah. Like, right now, I'm just going to go. I do like Garrett Wilson here. I'm looking at Jacoby Myers right here, but there are a lot of tight ends and kind of backup running backs in this window. And then there's really no other receivers I kind of like. Except for Garrett Wilson and Jacoby Myers. I know that Jacoby Myers might be the wide receiver 1 in New England. I think he has a very high ceiling this year, Jacoby. I wasn't looking at him a lot, but they're saying he's understanding the offense a lot better and kind of growing a little rapport with Mac Jones, who they're saying he's struggling with the offense. Now, I don't know. It could just be Bill Belichick playing games, but who knows. But
you went Garrett Wilson, so...
Yeah, so, I mean, he's a wide receiver. I needed a backup receiver. I know I have 2 good ones, and then Mooney as my flex, and then Garrett Wilson. Right now, like I still don't have a quarterback, and we're getting to the double-digit rounds. Am I gonna get one here? I might, just because of the way this. And someone just got Tyler Algier in the 9th round, so that's someone I was looking to get in a couple of rounds, or probably Bravo would probably snipe me.
Yeah, I probably would have sniped him.
Yeah,
I did in the last draft.
Yeah, so it's just like right now I'm probably gonna get quarterback, because right now, like, the only quarterbacks I trust right here is Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins. Then it's Trevor Lawrence, Tua, Justin Fields, Daniel Jones, a lot of young guys. I'm just gonna get a promising veteran. I'm gonna go with we'll go Kirk Cousins this time. I went Derek Carr last time. We'll go Kirk Cousins. They said they're gonna throw the ball a lot more this year. He has who I think's the best receiver in the league. He also has Thielen there. And like I said, now they want to throw the ball a lot. But see, I got a quarterback right now with a very high potential, like, who can finish as a top 10 quarterback, I think, this year, Kirk Cousins. So I've always liked Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins is always that that top 10 quarterback, but he's like right at 10.
Yeah.
Or like right under 10.
Yeah,
maybe a little under 10.
Yeah, he might slip 13, but if they're going to say to throw the ball, they're going to throw the ball a lot more. They have a new head coach now, so.
And he's going to try his hardest. That dude, he gives it his all every single week.
Yeah, so I know they want to take a lot of pressure off Dalvin Cook. That's why Dalvin Cook's not someone I'm really looking at in the first round this year, unless he slips to like 12 or something maybe. But
yeah. So like right now, like I only have Jonathan Taylor and J.K. Dobbins as my only running back, so I'm probably going to go Kenneth Walker. I feel like he could seize that starting running back job in Seattle, so I'm gonna take that risk. And I don't have
Rashad Penny's another guy I'm not drafting because of injuries.
Yeah,
even though he helped a lot of people win leagues last year.
Oh shit, I forgot I have another pick. I'm gonna go. Who would I go here? I'm gonna go my boy Tua, bro. My boy Tua is my backup quarterback.
See, that's not bad. Now you're chilling there with your quarterback.
Yeah, now I'm chilling. Now I got to worry about a quarterback for the entire rest of the draft.
Yeah. But a lot of people, what they would do right there, like, I like how you got Kenneth Walker. A lot of people, what they would do, like, oh, I have Jonathan Taylor, I'm getting Nyheim Hines.
Yeah.
Like, why? Oh, I have Jonathan Taylor's handcuff. Okay, you just wasted that pick. Now you kind of, for me personally, I'm not a big handcuff guy.
Yeah.
Like, unless I can get someone later on in the draft, like last couple rounds, but I'm not getting a handcuff in the 11th round right here. Like,
well, like, why would you get a handcuff who's like a certified like 2 on the depth chart when you can get Kenneth Walker, who got drafted very high, and he's probably gonna seize the starting job within the first couple of weeks of the year.
Exactly, and also like, you do a handcuff that early, you're wasting a roster spot in my opinion. Now you have you have depth. You're just waiting for Jonathan Taylor to get injured. And then now Nyheim Hines is fantasy relevant. Yeah, Nyheim Hines had some great games. I'm on the board again. I'm gonna get Justin Fields as backup. I like him as my number 2. Gonna run the ball a lot. Hopefully he can improve. He has to improve than what he did last year. He's finished as one of the worst quarterbacks in the league in fantasy. But no, what I was saying is, as a backup, like, I'm not waiting for like my guys to get. I know people love handcuffs. I know that. Like, I get it. But to me, you're just wasting like a roster spot, hoping one of your first picks getting injured. Like, why are you drafting this guy first overall if you think he's gonna get injured later on? And now I'm gonna get his handcuff. Why don't you go get like a Kenneth Walker, who gonna have a lot more potential, could steal that starting role in Seattle in no time, and just absolutely just. I don't know, like, that's just my strategy. There are a couple of handcuffs that I do like an A.J. Dillon type, Tony Pollard, where they're both going to be kind of in a good committee, but they've proven themselves when they got those touches, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I don't know, I'm just not a big, that's one fantasy myth that I'm just not big on, like, another one, just not getting a handcuff like this early in a draft. Like,
yeah, I feel that for sure.
People might think 11's late, but to me, I'm like, I don't know, I'm taking Kenneth Walker over Nyheim, like, even if I don't have Jonathan Taylor, like, and then later on when waivers hit and someone else gets injured, now you're stuck there. Like, who do I drop? No, do I drop Nyheim? Well, he was my 11th round.
Yeah.
What if Jonathan Taylor gets injured this week? And now I drop Nyheim. Like, now you're just playing psychological games with yourself. But
yeah, and like right now, like, see, look, I went Kenneth Gainwell and Khalil Herbert back to back. Those are like 2 running backs that are also potentially could be the number 1 in their system too.
All right, easily. So. Yeah, easily. That's what I'm saying. I'm drafting Kenneth Gainwell and Khalil Herbert in the 12th, 13th round around this
Yeah,
part of the draft, then
yeah.
I'm getting Montgomery and Miles Sanders, who flew off the board.
Yeah, way earlier.
Yeah, way earlier. And like even right now, like I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna get Brian Robinson now. If the season started, I can start the season, put Brian Robinson, throw him on my IR right away, and then just pick up someone off waivers. Whether that be a defense or something right now. I know the way this draft works on ESPN, the mock drafts, they make you choose a defense and a kicker. You can't avoid it. But I'm like, I'm sitting here, and right now I'm just gonna go with. Let me see. I'm gonna go Jalen Tolbert here.
I would have went with Jalen Tolbert if I didn't see.
But like right now, it's telling me I can't draft any more receivers because my bench is full. So now the app's making me get a defense and a kicker right now. So.
But like I'm pretty sure you would. Would you get like? I would get like Alec Pierce right here.
Yeah, I was looking at Alec Pierce too. I was, but I can't even see the people available. But like right now, like since I know that I can throw Brian Robinson on my IR as soon as the season starts, I'm drafting another position player right now.
Yeah.
And then. Yeah, and then I'll pick up a defense when the season starts. Like I'm a very high believer in streaming a defense too. Like I know people like to fill out their starting rotation before they even get their second, third best bench player. I'm not that guy. Like I know it happened that year where the following year after the Patriots were putting up like 20 a game, then they went like the 8th round our following year.
Yeah,
they were still not putting up 20 points a game. Like for me, defenses aren't gonna win you a championship. Like.
Yeah, and I'm gonna implement that Brian Robinson strategy you're using and take Jameson Williams. I'm gonna put him on my IR and see who I can get on the waivers.
Exactly. So.
And of course,
and his ceiling's very high. Like I saw like Devontae Parker was still there and stuff. Like, he was there earlier. That's why I couldn't see him. But I don't know. Just sometimes where I'm getting like a rookie over like a veteran player that's been in the league for a while, like a Jarvis Landry, Devontae Parker, who you've seen what they do when they're healthy. Like, is it fantasy wide receiver 1 numbers? No. Does Jameson Williams have the potential? Maybe. I don't know, but definitely is gonna when he comes back healthy. I mean, like we said earlier, he was gonna be the number 1 receiver picked in that draft. But
definitely showed it in Bama too.
Yeah, so he has a very high ceiling over there. But I'm a very high ceiling guy. I like young players, and I've that's why I got Treylon Burks, Garrett Wilson. My receivers are Jalen Tolbert. All my bench receivers are super young. Like I'm not starting them week 1, but hey, maybe by the time the bye weeks come around for Jamar Chase, AJ Brown, and Darnell Mooney, maybe by then they'll be ready. They'll be used to the offense, and yeah, I mean, I just love drafting season. Like it's just everyone has their own little strategies, and everyone's sniping somebody or just doing something different. People like their handcuffs. People like stacks. That's another myth that I'm not big on. Or like stacks, like.
I just stacked Keenan Allen with Chargers defense. You see that?
And you have Herbert too.
And Herbert.
So what I was gonna say about stacks, like that's what I'm saying. All myths aren't like the worst. Like obviously, like we talked about. I just got Broncos defense, my last pick, but a lot of like myths aren't like 100% real. Like okay, like you don't want to get a handcuff. Okay, well this handcuff's good. This handcuff's good. Okay, there are exceptions to that. Like. I'm telling people, hey, don't go in the draft saying I don't want this player because he's been injured. But there's exceptions to that. There's people, okay, and we talked about some of those exceptions. I'm not touching Michael Thomas.
Dustin fucking Hopkins. Let's go.
So he has the whole Chargers team. But that's another thing. Like, I know you got the stack with Keenan Allen and Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
I'm not a big stack guy unless it's like you're getting like a top 3 quarterback. Like
I feel
like
that
if you're getting Josh Allen. Like, get Stephon Diggs. Like, they're going to throw the ball a lot, but, like, if you're getting, I don't know. That's just me. Especially, like, for me, I like stacks when it's a running quarterback, too.
Yeah.
Someone that could at least produce, because Keenan Allen's not going to catch every one of Justin Herbert's touchdowns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs is not going to catch every Josh Allen touchdown. But Josh Allen might just be able to run it in. He's going to get rushing yards. If that team has a bad week that week, and you're stuck with this stack of, like, a Joe Burrow or Jamar Chase when there's T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd there and Joe Mixon and other guys that, have a lot of fantasy relevance where Chase has a bad week and, Joe Burrow, hey, now you just kind of, you need those offenses to really, really pop off week in and week out, especially when you're not doing like a best ball league where you actually have to start your lineup and the app's just not throwing in your top scores of that week. Like, I'm not a big stack guy, honestly. That's just me personally. I don't think I've ever stacked a team and been confident on it.
Yeah. And I'm just going to show you, like, all the other teams just so You can compare to ours. I've been showing both of ours the whole video, so I'm just
Okay.
gonna like skim through everyone else's team just so everyone could see.
Mm-hmm.
You got Team Fires right here.
Yeah.
Again, this is an expert draft, so
People were sniping a little bit.
yeah, people were sniping, people were reaching.
Yeah. And it's at the point where even our home league draft, like our redraft league that we're doing today, is that's an expert draft. I mean,
Yeah.
we've been doing it we've had the same 12 people for the last 3-4 years, and pretty much the same 7 or 8 people for the last 6-7 years. So, and we all do multiple drafts. We're all in it. There's some guys in our league that we just keep around. You know, they don't do a bit of research until the day of the draft, or none at all. They just go and they just draft who was good last year or something, but they don't know who the rookies are and all that. But it's fun. I mean, I love drafting season. But yeah, I mean, that's
Pretty much concludes our video. I'm just going through the last 2 teams right now. Got Team Coat and Team Gutierrez. So that's all the teams for you. This is our expert 12-team head-to-head points PPR mock draft. And yeah, we hope we provided some fantasy insight to you guys. We hope you take this advice, and we hope you use it to win your leagues.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's drafting season. A lot of people drafted earlier. Some people have their drafts the week of. We usually do it the Sunday before that Thursday night football, but people had plans, so that's why we're doing it on Friday. But yeah, just let us know what you guys think. Let us know your draft strategy. Hit us up with questions. I had someone on Instagram the other day ask me if we take questions. Yeah, we take any questions. You want to send us your team, ask us what we think. If you have questions that you want us to talk about the show, but hey, I have a question. Can you talk about it in your next episode? We'd be more than happy to do that. We're open to any ideas, any advice, any questions, all that. We want to engage with you guys as much as possible. So just hit us up. Let us know. We'll probably drop one more video before the season starts, but just good luck drafting, and thanks
man.
for
Hope
being
you have
here.
a good fantasy season. Let's get this.
Yeah.
We're gonna be also talking about our second dynasty league pretty soon, and we'll keep you updated on the first dynasty league as well.
Yeah. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Episode 5 of your BFF, and we'll
Get us
see you on
to
the next one.
200. Get us to 200. We're ready to give away jerseys.
Yeah.
Not a basketball jersey or NFL jersey, but Kobe, man.
Yeah, unless you want an NBA jersey, we'll get you an NBA
Yeah, we'll
one.
get you whatever you want. We'll get you whatever you want. I
So-
can even give you this one if you want.
So just let us know. Thank you guys. Subscribe, like, comment, share, and
Thank you,
we'll see you on
guys.
the next one.
See ya.